Come to a comfortable seated position on your mat. Rest your palms face down on your knees and slowly close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and feel your spine elongate. Let a long breath out and feel your hips root into the ground. Deep breath in, lift your heart and your spine. Deep breath out, feel gravity pulling your sits bones into the ground. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Slowly open your eyes. Take your right hand over the top of your head and place your fingertips on your temple. Slowly pull your head down to the right. Don't force your neck to go further than it needs to. Let gravity do the work here. Feeling a nice gentle stretch along your neck. Slowly release. Switch to the other side. Bring your left hand over the top of your head. Place your fingertips along your right temple. And pull your head down to the left. Be gentle here, not forcing your head to go further than it needs to go. And allow gravity to give your neck a gentle stretch. Slowly release your hands. Place your right hand on the floor next to you and lift your left arm overhead. Then crescent to the right. Twist your torso open slightly and press your bottom hand into the ground, rooting your hips into your mat. Feeling a stretch along your side body. Bring your top arm down to the ground and switch to the other side. Bringing your right arm overhead, press your bottom hand into the ground, rooting your hips. Elongate your top arm across your body, getting a nice stretch in your side body. Twist your torso open so you have an even stretch along your spine. Place your hand back on the ground. Come onto hands and knees, arms, upper legs straight up and down. Separate your hands slightly wider than shoulder width. Point your index knuckles straight ahead and separate your fingers evenly. Separate your knees hip width apart, shins parallel, tops of feet on floor. We'll do a few rounds of cat-cow. Evenly round your back for cat. Press your tailbone in, move your waistline towards your spine and bring your chin towards your chest. With an inhale, reverse your spine, lifting your head, curving your low back in for cow. Exhale, round your back. Inhale, curve your spine. Do a few more rounds on this, following your own breath at your own pace. Going as slow or as quickly as you like to warm up the spine. After your next exhale, come into a neutral spine. Tuck your toes under and come into down dog. Feel free to walk your feet out to warm up your legs. This being the first down dog of the day. Press your hands down evenly, grip the floor with your fingertips, press through your armpits, lifting your armpits away from the ground. Push your hips back towards the back of your mat. Bend your knees as deeply as you need to achieve this. Move your waistline towards your spine. Then slowly begin to straighten your legs, bringing your heels to the ground. Don't go further than you body where it is. Bend your knees. Slowly walk your hands back to your feet. With knees bent, place your hands on your hips and slowly lift your torso upright. Coming to the center of your mat. Bring your fingertips together, point your elbows out. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, step or jump into a wide stance. Wide stance equals wrists over ankles. Move your left heel out slightly wider than your little toes. Turn your right foot open 90 degrees. Inhale, look to the right. Exhale, bend your right knee over your ankle. Make sure you can see your first two toes inside your front knee. Press your feet down evenly. Tuck your tailbone in, move your waistline towards your spine. Move your ribs back, lift your chest, chin, back of skull, and stretch your arms apart. Actively lift your chest and feel the strength in this pose. Be sure to breathe and relax any tension you're holding. Inhale, straighten your front leg. Turn your feet parallel. Turn your right heel out slightly wider than your little toes. Left foot open 90 degrees. Look to the left. Inhale, bend your front knee, making sure you can see your first two toes inside your front knee. Press your feet down evenly. Tailbone in, move your waistline towards your spine. Move your ribs back with your chest, chin, back of skull. Stretch your hands apart. Breathe through any uncomforting parts of your body you might be feeling. And don't forget to smile. Inhale, straighten your front leg. Bring your fingertips together, put your elbows out. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, step or jump, feet together. Go ahead and grab a block. If you don't have a block, a book might work. Anything that can elevate your hand slightly can work just fine. Bring your feet together, mountain pose. Bring your fingertips together, point your elbows out. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, step or jump into a wide stance. Turn your left heel out slightly wider than your little toes. Oh, sorry, wrong hand. Hold your block in your right hand. Right foot out 90 degrees. Move your hips behind you and stretch your right arm forward and place your block on the ground in its highest, middle, or lowest setting. Or if you can place your hand flat on the ground, you can get rid of the block completely. I personally like to use a block. Press your feet and bottom hand down evenly, stretch your top arm up, twist your torso open so that you're almost like a pane of glass. If your legs are straight, keep them strong. Tone your thighs, tighten your kneecaps. Press your tailbone in, and you can look down, out, or up. Up is slightly more challenging. With strong legs, stand up, taking your block with you. Bring your feet parallel, switch your block to the other hand. Stretch your arms out parallel to the ground. Move your right heel out slightly wider than the little toes. Left foot open 90 degrees. Stretch your hips behind you. Left arm forward and place your block on the ground. Pressing your hands and feet down evenly. Stretching your top arm away from your bottom arm. Feel the flow of energy from the tip of your head to your back heel. Twist your torso open, press your tailbone in, move your waistline towards your spine. Make sure your shoulders are stacked. Keeping your legs strong, tone your thighs, tighten your kneecaps. With strength, come back to standing. Turn your feet parallel, fingertips together, elbows out. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, step or jump, feet together, mountain pose. Place your block to the side. Turn and face the front edge of your mat, the short edge. Bring your feet together and lift your arms overhead, coming alongside your ears. Point your palms together, fingertips closed. Tuck your tailbone in, move your waistline towards your spine, move your ribs back, and then with strength, come into a squatting position. Lean back on your heels and attempt to keep your torso as upright as you can. Leaning back on your heels, sitting as deeply as you can. Lift your chest, chin, back of skull. Stretch your arms up and back and sit a little more deeply. Fold your torso over your knees, legs bent. Place your hands on the ground on either side of your feet. Press your hands down forward, feet down back, and drape your torso over your thighs, connecting your ribs and your thighs. Begin to straighten your legs, but keep your knees bent as much as possible to keep your ribs and thighs connected. Inhale, look up. And exhale, come back into down dog. We'll sit here for a moment, enjoying the stretch. Make sure you're actively pushing through your hands, lifting your armpits, pressing your tailbone back, moving your waistline towards your spine. Lift your heels and bend your knees as much as you need to in order to get a straight spine. You don't want any kind of rounding. You want your spine to be straight and your hips to be pointed up towards the sky. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, walk your hands back to your feet. Put your hands on your hips and slowly lift your torso to standing. Come to the center of your mat, facing the long edge of your mat for tree pose. Place your hands on your hips. Put your weight onto your left foot and hold your right ankle, arm inside leg. You can place your foot at your ankle, calf, or root of your inner thigh. Make sure that your foot is not resting on your knee. Press your foot and your thigh together. Make your standing legs strong, tone your thigh, tighten your kneecap. And place your hands together at heart center. Press your tailbone in, move your waistline towards your spine, move your ribs back. If you feel stable here, slowly lift your arms overhead, hooking your thumbs together. Lift your chest, keeping your ribs back. Lift your chin, back of skull. Stretch your arms up and back. Slowly lower your hands back down and lower your foot for the other side. Lean onto your right foot, holding your left ankle, arm inside leg. Place your hand above or below your knee, or at the root of your inner thigh, not on your knee. Place and press your foot into your thigh, thigh into your foot, hands at heart center. Press your tailbone in, move your waistline towards your spine, move your ribs back. If you feel stable, lift your arms overhead, crossing your thumbs the opposite way as the first side. Lift your chest, chin, back of skull, stretch your arms up and back, and make sure you're continuing to move your ribs back in to keep a neutral spine. Slowly lower your hands back down and release your foot. Coming back into down dog. We're gonna move on into pigeon. Lift your right leg and bring your right knee to your right wrist, right heel to left hip. Straighten and point your back foot and make sure your back leg is more narrow than your hip. Clamp your front knee closed, squeeze your front and back hip together, and then come down onto your forearms for pigeon. This is a great outer hip stretch, and as long as you keep your knee clamped closed, be good for strength as well. Don't forget to breathe evenly. Bring softness to your face. So come back onto your hands, tuck your back foot under, and step back into down dog for the other side. Bring your left knee to your left wrist, left ankle, or heel, to right hip. Point your back foot and make sure your leg is more narrow than your hip. Clamp your front knee closed and squeeze your front knee, back hip together. And then come down onto your forearms. Breathing into this pose, You feel the outer hips stretch. If it's comfortable for you, you can even come down onto your forehead. If that's not comfortable, you can even rest your forearms on a block. Come back onto your hands. Step back into down dog. Bend your knees slightly and walk your feet to your hands. And then come into a seated position. Lay down on your back for bridge pose. Place your feet hip width apart and bring your heels towards your hips. Hold outer edges of your mat and lift your hips. You can stay here if that's more stable, or you can interlace your fingers behind your back. One at a time, walk your shoulders under your back. Shrug your shoulders into your head. Lift your chin out of your chest so that the back of your head, not the base of your skull, is resting on the mat. Do not turn your head in this position. That can cause injury. Press your feet down. Push your shoulders, elbows, wrists into the mat evenly. And slowly release. Lift both legs overhead. Clasp your legs in your shin, your calves, ankles, whatever is accessible to you. And then pull your legs across your torso for a reclined west stretch. Slowly lower your legs back down. And then you can bring your knees into your chest. Rock back and forth to massage your low back. And then slowly extend your legs out, arms to side. Softly close your eyes for Shavasana. We'll stay here for 3 minutes. You can rest and receive the benefits of your practice. And I'll let you know when 3 minutes is up. wiggle your fingers and your toes. Bend your knees one at a time and roll over onto your right side. Take a deep inhale, and with your next exhale, press yourself back up into a seated position. Rest your hands gently on your knees or palms together at heart center. Thank you for practicing with me today. With deep reverence and respect for you and your practice, namaste. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to let me know.